Hey you guys, I wanted to share with you a dream that I had this morning. I want to apologize in advance for my voice. I've been sick the past few days, and when I woke up this morning, I actually didn't even have a voice. But as the day's been progressing, and it seems like my voice is starting to come back a little bit. But I wanted to share this dream with you because I really felt it was important. It was very vivid, and just the details and imagery of this dream were so pronounced that I felt it was important. And I haven't had a dream from the Lord in a while, but last night I was up most of the night just with a sore throat, and I just opened my Bible app and was reading some Psalms and trying to just be close with the Lord because He is my greatest comfort. And so I think the fact that right before I did end up finally falling asleep, that I had the Word fresh on my mind, that it really just brought the presence of the Lord closer to me, and He was just able to give me this dream because my mind was very clear at that moment. So again, I apologize if you can't hear me very well. I'm really struggling to speak this, but I'm reading from my notes. So, okay. The dream started out, I was in the backyard of my parents' home, my childhood home where I grew up. It was dark outside, so I'm assuming it was nighttime. And I live in West Virginia. That's what the WV stands for in my channel name. A lot of people are confused by that, but that's what the WV stands for. But I live in West Virginia, but yet in the dream, even though we were at my parents' house here in West Virginia, I could see just off in the distance into New York City. And I mean, obviously West Virginia is just 2 states down from New York, but it was like I could see the city of New York just off in the distance, like across the river or something. So we were all in the backyard just looking in the distance at New York City. Or what, for some reason, just like I knew in the dream, I had this knowing in my mind that it was New York City for some reason. And there was a celebration going on in the city. Some kind of show with perhaps fireworks and music. It was just a big celebration / party. It says, I kept watching and I saw jack-o'-lanterns in the sky. I believe that when the fireworks went off, some of them exploded into jack-o'-lantern faces. Like you would see jack-o'-lantern pumpkins during the Halloween season. Like that's what it was, but it was like they were made out of lights or fireworks. There was some type of light up jack-o'-lanterns in the sky, and I remember asking myself, why are these there? And I remember not just them being in the sky, but I remember there was also some type of jack-o'-lantern decorations at the party / celebration, and I was like, why are these here? Because they seemed very unseasonal. So I just remember seeing that and being kind of confused. So I decided to climb to a higher vantage point in their backyard so that I could get higher up to see a better view of the city. And I was on a mission to try to find the moon. And when I finally got up high enough, I saw 2 moons. And you guys, this has just been the #1 thing ever since I was saved in 2012. The Lord has been giving me dreams over and over and over that whenever I see the 2 moons, that's when the rapture is literally at hand, like about to take place within seconds. And so even though, all these signs that many are pointing out, timelines and everything, I always keep in the forefront of my mind the whole 2 moons thing, whatever that might mean. And so in the dream, when I climbed up high and I spotted the 2 moons, I was like, I gasped, and I was like, I said, oh my gosh, this means it's time for the rapture. I was like, I couldn't believe that I was seeing it. I was like, I'm finally seeing the 2 moons in the sky. That means as soon as I see them, that the rapture is about to take place. So I was just in shock. I was excited. I was trying to show everybody around me. I was trying to take a picture with my phone, but for some reason I was having a really hard time taking a picture of it. Let's see. Let me see what I have in my notes. Okay, so the second moon was very faint, but it was definitely there, and it was almost as if only I could see it. So I wonder if this is going to mean a literal 2 moons, whether it's, Nibiru's moon or a second sun or something. I'm not sure what this means. I've wondered for years, ever since these dreams started, what this whole 2 moons things was about. But in this dream, the second moon was very faint, but it was still there. And I just don't really remember everyone else around me just being as excited about seeing it as me. So I think that possibly I was the only one that could see it, because even though it was there, people could have seen it if they just would have looked. You know what I mean? But it was just so vague and faint that I guess only I saw it because I was looking for it. I had physically made it a point to climb up higher so that I could see the moon, but when I was looking for the moon, and then I got the 2 moons, so I was really excited about that. So a few minutes later, like in the next clip or the next scene of the dream, the moon was all of a sudden huge and full and orange, like a major supermoon, like what you would describe as like a big cheese moon, like a big ball of cheddar cheese. And it was low on the horizon, just literally down in where the city was. Like it was literally on the horizon in the city, and it was so huge. And I just kept trying to climb higher and higher so that I could see it clearly, but the moon kept lowering, and it was just getting lower and lower down on the horizon until it was hidden in the treetops and I couldn't see it anymore. So I wonder about the symbolism of that. Suddenly, okay, so first I look for the moon, but I see 2 moons, and then the moon turns into this huge orange full moon, and then it just goes out of my viewpoint. So I think I remember several people having dreams about the moon disappearing, so I'm wondering if that is kind of the same thing. I'm not really sure, but you guys, like, this was a really vivid dream. I can still see it in my mind, but that's all I remember of it. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for hanging in there this long and listening to my poor speaking voice right now. I'm not gonna go into any kind of explanations or interpretations or anything. I'm struggling at this point to even get this far. So I feel like I'm out of breath. So just let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys are doing good, and I'll talk to you later.